to the air and answer to the call. Burn like a fire, willful and wild. This is the night that you what you could be.
Hi everybody, Zaysen again. This was from a rescue that we did in July. A little bit different than some of the other ones, but it kind of shows you the variety. So let me get prepared here. I got my coffee, so let's see. Here we go. We found a location that looked good for a raid. It was located outside the city and had plenty of cover for a short distance away and was open enough to see what was coming. It was relatively new and only a few houses nearby. The downside was they could see us coming. So nighttime will be the best, and one of our team had night vision lenses with him. The brothel was weekly staffed with guards, and were mostly always drunk and very mean to the kids. The girls' average age was 7, so it was prime for foreigners. The clients were coming from town to this brothel in taxis. So basically the taxi drivers are commissioned to take the Johns to the brothel. It's pretty common and normal, and we look for that. We also had intel, and it was good, that there were 14 kids inside. Our approach would be with no lights and to come in calm, not to gather any real attention. This is normal in the outskirts of town, and all the roads were dirt. We had several options of exit, taking us into the mountains, and could divert to alternative routes to get us to the safe houses. If we feel comfortable, we'll take them to just one safe house. So you can kind of imagine in the rural areas, it's not uncommon to have motorcycles or cars or whatever passing up and down the roads without any headlights on. Sometimes they don't even have any. It's just so common, so we can blend into our surroundings really easily this way. We always have to believe that the police are involved. It is a natural reality. It looks like it'll be a very easy rescue, but almost too easy. This area we are familiar with, and are familiar to us. Also, we have good intel. It is not a gang-owned brothel. Normally in the past, this kind of brothel will not return once we leave. Once we've rescued the kids, they don't put them back up. Their rescues, the resources are very limited, and the layout is simple, no hidden spaces, and made of bamboo. It is really terrible conditions, and the food is not priority for the kids. They do not last long in places, these kinds of places, and normally the girls are too sick to sell to other brothels. Hopefully we get there before they have gotten to this condition. Due to what we knew about this one, we decided to try something a little different. Understand, this is not a rescue that is a big challenge, yet we are always ready. You're going to love this one. This is great. We were on approach and pulled over to take a look in the night vision glasses. We were alone and no traffic was coming. Neighbors were at a distance that we were of no notice. One of our volunteers is a younger local man and small in structure. The commander told me his plan, and I okayed it. He asked this local to go to the brothel with a sense of alarm and tell them the quest was coming, that he heard it in town. And understand, this is not a professional brothel. We were hoping that they would think this was a person that lived in the neighborhood and would not question him. This way we could see the reaction and watch what they do. We had our man covered, so we did not have much to worry about, that we were at a distance to cover him. We also had some of our team on creep in so that they would be close in case there was a problem. As instructed, our volunteer ran to the door and yelled at the guards that were coming, and then he ran back to us. What happened next was awesome. We saw the 3 guards run out of the building and into the jungle. Some of the team wanted to shoot in the air to make sure they kept running, but we did not want to alarm the neighbors, even though they were at a bit of a distance. So instead we drove with lights on around the building, and while 4 teammates entered the building. And in short time, they gave us the all clear. None of the girls ran out, and we had that covered if it happened. The truck stopped in front, and other volunteers entered, including nuns and social workers and 1 nurse. All the girls were huddled into a room holding each other and scared. The head count was all 14, and we got them to trucks, and most were rather calm. The nuns were very good at having their attention and think that they knew what was happening. We checked the place inside and out to make sure all were out and none were hiding. The commander told the nun we were going to destroy this building and asked her to ask the girls again to tell them what we were going to do, so they would never have to come back or do this, any of this again. After speaking with them, it was more than clear that there was no one here, and some even smiled at the thought. We placed a slow-burning fire inside to give us plenty of time to get gone before anyone would notice or see it on fire. Knowing this was too easy, we took extra precautions on our run out of there, stopping over and over to see if we were being set up. In the end, the brothel burned to the ground, and all 14 girls were safe and were in the beginning stages of malnutrition and dehydration. This was taken care of, and then from the safe house transported in a very secure way in case we were allowed to do this, so that he could find out where we were placing the girls. There's not a way that could be found out the way we did it. I don't know if all of you have followed all that I've talked about, but there's only about 8 to 10% retention rate. There's one, I think it has 12%, because the girls end up going back, and that's a whole nother story. Or they're kidnapped or whatever it may be, because they are a valuable product. That's the way they see it. So we have 100% retention rate. It's up to 800 now, over 800. So anyway, that's just the way it is. So I think we won. All 14 girls, ages 7 to 13, are all safe to this day of post. Sometimes gifts are for real, and this was one of them. The rescue, 14, with a new total of 778 at this time. So blessings, Z. I'm out.
Sure.
Năm nay về là 18 ngày rồi. Năm
Ồ.
Cần trai nha.